Welcome back to another episode of Suds in Cinema. My name's Kyle.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Josh.
This is episode 123, and today
1, 2, 3.
we have a double feature for you guys. It's been a minute. We're reviewing Bullet Train as well as Orphan First Kill, plus some other stuff we've been watching. That's probably it, as usual.
That's that's normally how the show goes.
Nothing new or fun today. A little peek behind the curtain. It's currently 8:50. Woke up at around
a.m.
Woke up at around 7:30 to get here. Yep, in the morning on Labor Day weekend. You know, this is how much we love and appreciate our fans. It's Labor Day weekend, 7:30 in the morning, waking up to do the show.
We could just
What other podcasts is sacrificing that for you?
Could have pushed it off.
Didn't. And the morning after Michigan State's first game,
Yeah,
which could have
exactly.
been dangerous for us.
Dude, East Lansing was packed last night.
Dude, did you see
Every place was packed.
Let me tell you, Jackson was not.
because they were in East Lansing.
I was like, this is the most empty I've ever seen on Friday.
Because they were in
Just
East Lansing.
everywhere.
Well, you either have they were at the game or they're going up north or for Labor Day.
So I went to see Bullet Train last night, and it unfortunately didn't start till like 6:50. They changed the times because it was Friday. Most of the show times have been starting at 6:30, and I've always tried to make it to that show time, but work has just been going late. So anyway, had to see it yesterday, later, so I missed half the game probably. And then I went down to East Lansing to meet Alyssa, and I saw all the lines. I was like, if I'm not waiting in line, like if,
Yeah.
this is not worth it. And she's like, oh no, we're at the Riv. Like you can come in the back door. Like,
Oh, they were already there.
they know,
established.
and they know that we know the bouncer there pretty well. So, like, just walked right in. But I was like, yeah, if I'm not walking in, I'm bouncing.
Dude, the game was insane. They were showing like the pans of the crowd, and
Yeah,
the student section was a whiteout, and they
Yeah.
striped the stadium. It was insane.
plus it helped that it was Western. Obviously, there was quite a bit of Western kids like
Yep.
in East Lansing also.
90-minute drive.
Yeah,
Packed.
crazy.
Great game. Ugly win, but football season's back, baby.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
It's
it wouldn't be a
first
Michigan
game,
State
so.
first game if we weren't shitting the bed at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. Now we know what we need to work on come crunch time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anything new with you guys that you need to touch on?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Fair enough.
Well, it was my beer choice this week, and because it's 8:00 in the morning, no movie connection this time. But
There's always a connection.
Yeah.
so okay, Jacob, help me out here. I got coffee latte from Perrin Brewing Company, which is actually a brown ale, which I feel like we haven't done in a while. So
It's true.
wanted to get something coffee related because it's so fucking early, and a brown ale. And it's been a while for Perrin as well. I think we've had one Perrin beer on the show. I want to say it was the mint one, right? Didn't we have that on the show?
Mint.
Yeah, I think we did.
A mint.
I'm sure we had parents.
Vamp for me. I'm gonna get the beer.
I'm 100% sure. But they had to have drink coffee in one of these movies, right? Yeah, when in Orphan, the smoothie part.
Oh.
It was breakfast.
No, when they're at the train station, he says, "Go, I'm gonna get coffee for me and Mom."
There it is.
Exact line from the
Oh,
movie.
there you go.
There's
He
always
does
a
say
connection.
that. He actually does. I do remember that now.
Always a connection.
Oh, anyway, trying to find. Maybe we didn't have that on the show. I don't know. I feel
I
like
didn't
we
even
did.
know there was a mint. That parent had a mint beer.
I was thinking
I could be confusing
outside.
it. Like it looks similar. Like the art looks similar or something. I don't know.
We had Freddy Krueger or whatever.
Fudgy Krueger?
Wasn't that mint?
No, that's just like pure cacao. I don't know. I'll find it. But in
There's
the
122
meantime,
other beers to cipher through. So
yeah, right. Okay, in the meantime, coffee latte. It's a brown ale with 5.8% ABV. This is a full-bodied brown ale with coffee, light chocolate notes, and rich roasted aromatics with added milk sugar for a creamy malt finish. And this is made with, looking for it. It's on the box. Fuck, why can't I find it? What's a coffee that they use?
I don't know.
Where?
I don't know.
Nicaraguan.
Probably
Are you serious?
Perrin.
I don't know.
Oh.
Perrin probably uses Ferris. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's on the box, though.
Colombian.
Germac or Germac Coffee Roasting Company.
Oh.
So shout out to Germac or Germac.
Or Germac, whatever.
Yeah, not expecting anything too crazy, but ready to try it.
Let's do it.
Also, 0 IBUs. I'm assuming not available.
Little foam action. Mine did.
Obviously, smells like coffee. Very much like coffee.
And I'm also drinking coffee.
There you go. You can put that coffee down, drink a beer instead. It's a
PSL.
weekend,
It's
baby.
a PSL, so I'm not putting that down.
It's a PSL.
Pumpkin spice
really,
latte.
Kyle?
Oh,
It's
God.
tis the season.
Jesus, boomer.
Who the fuck abbreviates pumpkin spice?
Everybody.
Everybody who drinks them.
Everyone
Let
with
me
a
tell you.
pulse.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody who
don't.
drinks them.
I don't drink that shit. Oh yeah. Also, no soundboard this episode.
So
Kyle, that's
we're
an
gonna have
ad-lib.
to. Yeah,
Kyle
I'm gonna have
has
to.
Pretend to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all the soundboard drops.
Just do it through your
myself.
speaker, your phone speaker.
No, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it with my voice.
I like it.
I liked it.
Oh, mint night snack. Could that be
Oh,
one?
we did have
Yes. And is that by Perrin?
It is.
Boom!
job, Kyle.
Nailed it.
You did.
that. Good job. Your recollection is impeccable.
I didn't take a picture. I
This is
never
what
not
happens
take a
when we
picture.
record before the weekend, and I get fucked up all weekend.
That's true. Your brain isn't pickled yet.
this is
Fresh.
fresh Kyle brain.
Kyle's
I'm gonna
brain
be on a
is
whole new level today.
he's pumping. Kyle's corner is gonna be
Oh, I'm
all
pumping.
time.
I'm gonna come.
There it is. Hi, I'm Julia.
Yeah, you got to do the Julian drops too.
Got to do at least one Julian drop.
And the Lord.
We all have problems, but we have to serve the Lord. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway, back to the beer.
This is just as pretty much as exactly how I thought it tasted.
Which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good.
it's light.
Yeah,
You
it's
said
only
5%. Yeah,
5.8.
or 6.
It's not as like creamy as I thought. I kind of thought like with that added milk sugar it would be creamier, but it tastes pretty much like a nitro black coffee.
I was gonna say I'm surprised. I would be surprised if they didn't have this in nitro.
Right.
Like at least
yeah.
on tap.
Yeah.
I don't know. The coffee itself flavor is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beans are good.
Yeah. Not
good
too
job,
sweet.
Gernbeck or whatever it was.
Germac.
Germac. Pretty well balanced.
Yeah, this is good.
Crushability. Pretty high in the.
Yeah, honestly. In the
But which-
morning.
I was gonna say
Also, you have to factor
for
in
the
like
morning.
for a brown or like a dark beer, it's always a little bit like gonna be a little bit less.
this is no chocolate covered coffee brown though.
But that's also like a one pint.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
that's your dessert pint.
Yeah, so like crushability on that would be low too, because didn't we say that a factor of that is like
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
this isn't like
repeated drinkings?
it's not too sweet either. It's
I would.
not like
I put this at like a 3.
Yeah, definitely not too sweet.
yeah. I'm gonna
Love
go.
Three.
Crushability, I go 3.5.
I was gonna say 3.5. Yeah.
Mid plus.
Yeah.
What about the rating overall though?
Probably
I'm
3.5.
gonna say it matches. Yeah,
3.75.
it matches mine. 3.5.
Well, I like coffee a lot.
I don't know.
I like this quite a bit. I might be worse. I don't know. There's 2 cans, so
Yeah, I'll judge it by
we
the
can
second can.
yeah rate it after the second can. But I think it's
I wonder what the caffeine
good,
content
pretty
of
solid.
this is.
Yeah, maybe I need to try more. I've had a lot of coffee beers, so it's like
you know what's
how do you
funny.
make them stand out.
Here's an interesting note about coffee beers for me. is I'll drink them and like off the rip, love them.
Yeah.
Vanilla Java Porter used to be one of my favorite porters.
Oh my God.
Hate it now.
Yeah.
CEO Stout used to love. Still solid, but not as good as I remember. Like
That's how I feel.
I
too,
always
actually,
start
yeah.
by loving them, and then like over time, I'm like,
Are you saying coffee in general?
No,
Or just-
coffee beers, like
Oh.
specifically.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like there's been multiple coffee
Rise and
beers where,
Shine
like,
from Grand River you loved?
yeah, but
Remember
I haven't been able to like drink that a lot over time. You know.
That one
True.
just tastes like straight coffee.
Yeah.
chocolate covered
That,
coffee brown.
Is
still up
Electron
there for-
Brown a coffee?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that is probably the one that stayed solid.
I
the
think
entire
I'm pretty
time.
sure it is.
I think so too.
That PBR coffee one is pretty good.
Yeah, it tastes
It
like
just-
a fucking
It's
frappuccino.
so much sugar in it though. It's good.
Like delicious.
It-
Yeah.
You literally would not be able. I wouldn't be able to tell that apart from.
That first thing in the morning, delicious.
Yeah.
PBR coffee.
It
yeah.
tastes like Travis's coffee when we go to Seattle. And
Oh yeah.
He hooks us up with the
Oh my
Seattle
God,
coffee.
He used to make us like breakfast and coffee. Miss you, Dad.
Love you,
Espresso.
Dad.
I love you, Dad.
Sound drop. I'm looking up that beer, Electron,
Electron Brown.
That's
and Ejection. Apparently,
that's Old Nation.
Yes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Old-
a double brown.
which we haven't been there in a long time. Or I have.
Old Nation.
Well,
is
they
so good.
dude, their hours were fucked during COVID. They might
Yeah.
still be fucked. They were like closed at 4 or something. It's like, you're a brewery. You don't want like after work
yeah,
business.
but there's nothing there.
I know, but
There's like
They
3
need
people.
to move. They need to create a tap house too.
Yeah.
yeah, in
'Cause
like
it's
And like
dinky.
East
East
Lansing.
Lansing, yeah, that'd be huge.
They're good and big enough, and they definitely
Yeah,
would
Williamson
have
is just enough out of the way to be like,
kind of annoying
yeah.
to go to.
and not really like
it's out of the way.
it's like on the way to Ann Arbor, or like 2 places.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you can make it like isn't Meridian Mall like or yeah
I
right
mean, yeah,
off of M43
Okemos is the closest like thing, but
still.
it's just
it's out there.
yeah, it is out there.
And even I just remember I'm like, oh, there's Old Nation. I found it by accident, just like on the
We
way.
went.
No, I went the first time I went. I don't think that was.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, because we did that little brewery tour.
That was that same day.
Yeah, we started at Bad,
Went to
to
7 breweries.
Old Nation.
Wasn't it 7?
Yeah,
Hey, Greater Lansing Beer Trail is on right now, and you get a cool,
Yeah, I
you get a
saw
pretty
that.
cool
This
mug this
boot.
time. Or
Isn't
the
it a boot?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a boot. Yeah, the prize last year was stupid or something. I remember not even wanting to finish it, but I think I'll do it this year.
yeah, you're right there. Why
Yeah.
not?
The most I did was 9 breweries. So.
In a day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna be hitting up a couple breweries, going up to Muskegon area. So I'll be hitting like
Gotta do
a
it.
couple new ones. So gotta
New
get
in
flights.
Muskegon or new on the West Coast?
Not in Muskegon. It's in Whitehall. So like Fetch
Oh, okay.
Brewing is up there. There's a couple other ones, but gonna get some
There's
flights.
a new one in
juicy numbers.
there is a new one, Brickhaven, right in Grand Ledge. I drive by it every day on the way to and from work. So I'm gonna try it sometime, and maybe we'll do one of theirs for the show eventually.
For sure.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but we'll see.
I want to definitely go to Unibrew or whatever when I go to Montreal. If it's nearby, I don't actually know.
It's in Chambly.
Yeah, but where is that?
I don't know, but I just remember writing it a couple times.
Oh, it's right next to Montreal.
Montreal.
Montreal. You know, it's literally. I just found this out. So in the middle of Montreal is Mount Royal, and Montreal is literally just named after Mont Royal. So it's like Montreal. Montreal.
Crazy.
Mount.
Mount
It's like they just shortened
Mount
it.
Royal.
Yeah, became Montreal. Eventually,
Sounds very French.
it is.
Sounds like a French thing to do.
just drop some letters.
Yeah, drop some letters, add
Squish
apostrophe.
two words.
Montreal.
yeah.
So it is right there. So yeah, I can definitely go Unibrew. That'd be cool.
You can get
I'm gonna
what's
be
Kyle's
like,
favorite?
I want weird thing.
From Uni?
Eyes
Don
of
de
God.
Dieu.
Yeah, Don de
Oh
Dieu.
yes.
you get that on tap.
I always
maybe.
forget that's from.
I want
Unibrew.
some.
Huge.
I want something I can't get though.
Well, yeah, but you have to get that on tap.
Maybe
If
like,
it's there.
je voudrais something different.
I was like,
Voulez-vous que j'aille avec soi?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
omelette du fromage.
Yeah. You know, it's actually omelette au fromage if it was correct.
Well, not according to Dexter.
He was wrong.
Dexter's never wrong. Take it back.
Okay, you guys ready to get into our featured reviews?
Oh, I guess so.
I think we should start with Bullet Train because I at least watched the first Orphan in preparation for the sequel, or prequel, I should say.
I did not, because I did not want to do that.
So that'll kind of bleed into Nano reviews. So
I like
good
it.
with you guys?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to start with Bullet Train. Bullet Train is directed by David Leitch, written by Zach Olowicz. It is based on a novel by Kotaro Isaka. It stars Brad Pitt, Joey King, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Brian Tyree Henry, a few others that I won't name because it could be spoilery. Plot synopsis reads, 5 assassins aboard a fast-moving bullet train find out their missions have something in common. Let's take a listen to a clip.
Maybe my luck is starting to turn.
You stab me? You ruined my life. I don't even know you. I came here for revenge. The assassin who killed El Saguaro. Can we just take your time out here? Talk this out. I would never stop coming for you. What? Wrong as far as you like. I will find you. Why? I will ruin your life the way you ruined mine. Dude, I don't even know you.
All right, Jacob, what did you think of Bullet Train?
Well, I only have one
I
thing
liked
to
it.
say. There we go. I did. I was actually pretty surprised because I had like no expectations going in. And except maybe that I thought it probably wasn't going to be that good because I haven't.
Why didn't you have any expectations? Have you ever seen David Leitch movie?
What else has he done?
John Wick, Atomic Blonde,
Oh,
Deadpool 2, Hobbs and Shaw.
I guess I should
we did
have.
we did Hobbs and Shaw for the show.
Well,
Did we?
I don't know, did we?
No.
we did not do
No.
that.
Why
I've
did I
never
watch
seen
that
Hobbs
piece of
and
shit
Shaw.
then?
I've never seen Hobbs
Because
and
you're all
Shaw.
about the family, Kyle.
family.
That's true.
But no, I
Need a
didn't.
family drop.
Honestly, I didn't pay attention to anything about this movie, so I had completely fresh expectations, and I liked it. It was really good, actually. It was super enjoyable. Very, I would say Tarantino-esque with like how they were going about the style. It felt like it to me in the music.
I would say Tarantino meets Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
Meets Guy Ritchie.
Meets Guy Ritchie.
yeah, I would totally agree with that. Very nice editing. The story was over the top but like fun. I loved like this, just the ridiculousness of like the storylines and how stylized it was. Had a purplish blue part, so that looked amazing.
Whole car was.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Loved every scene in that. Kind of similar almost to this vibe right now.
Yes.
And
On purpose. Just kidding.
Yeah, honestly, I would watch this again too. Even though I know everything that's going on, I don't think that means much for a rewatch. Like, I think you could rewatch this fine and still enjoy it. I don't think the mystery part of it was that important. It was funny. I definitely was chuckling along, but yeah, I thought I enjoyed it much more than I thought. A lot of random people in it, I guess. Which
Well,
I
not
know
random if you know.
it's part of the humor itself, though, which I thought it worked pretty well because I didn't know they were going to be in it. It was just these random cameos, basically. But
Not random.
not random, but cameos.
Yes.
They felt random.
Friends of like him,
Yeah.
like people that he's worked with.
Yeah, now that you
Calling
said
in-
what he's done, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it makes obvious sense.
And he's been like a stunt man or like worked in stunts forever even before he started directing.
Yeah, and that's why his stunts always look good.
Mhm.
And I thought this looked good. And I mean, some of the CG parts, you could tell, not great, but overall I thought it looked really good. I loved the style of it. Yeah.
Yeah, same boat. Pleasantly surprised with it. Better whodunit than our most recent.
Spartacus?
Yeah,
Still don't
better
know.
than better than Spartacus. I think. No,
Better
bodies,
than-
bodies, bodies.
Definitely better than Bodies.
Comedy was great. Brad Pitt's found his new niche. He's revitalized his career as this character.
Comedic, you mean? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I love his just delivery of
yeah,
the count. Like, I thought the whole therapy thing could get old, and I didn't feel that. I
Yep.
felt it was funny throughout the end.
His was. The other one they might have gone to the well one too many times with tangerines or lemons. Callback. I guess it's not really a spoiler.
I
But
kn- yeah,
the Thomas the Train thing.
tank engine.
Yeah.
Went to the well one too
You
many
set
times
that
with
up
that
perfect.
one.
You set that up perfectly.
that was so. It felt on purpose
Because
What?
because
they say that
kept
in the
saying
movie.
Thomas the Train, and it's a tank.
Yeah. The tank engine.
Yeah.
Thomas the tank engine.
Yeah, I agree with that one, but it wasn't like egregious.
No, not at all. That wasn't, and it did have like 107 twists, which worked in this case, but rode a fine line of doing a little too many. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think it worked because this one was just so over the top the whole time. It wasn't meant to be like serious.
no, I know, and I think the tone of it definitely helped
Yeah.
a lot. CG yet sometimes, but
Yeah.
I think it fell into it worked,
Yeah.
as
It
well.
just also worked with the cartooniness of it.
and the I don't know if this I felt like an homage, but the oranges was
That's
that an
what I
homage
was
to
gonna
Godfather?
say too.
No. It was literally.
I know
callback
it's a
to
tangerine, but it also felt like,
It was a citrus fruit.
because remember, like God, they say every time you see an orange, somebody dies.
I don't think that was intentional. I think it was literally just the tie to tangerine.
Well,
But
he could have done both.
sure. I don't think so. but
I liked it.
that's
I
fine.
felt like it. I was like, I wonder if that was intentional.
I also,
Either way, if it isn't, either way, it still
it
makes
brought
sense.
that up
But
in my head too, though.
it could be. It could work both ways. Yeah. The James McAvoy and the other guy's accent sometimes was a little hard to.
James McAvoy, he wasn't in this movie.
Not James McAvoy.
Aaron Taylor
Aaron
Johnson.
Taylor Johnson. Yeah. James,
Yeah.
the same person. I'm just kidding.
His
Same
accent?
guy.
Sometimes it was so thick I couldn't understand him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like it was bad. I was like, he is.
No, I know
English.
that's his actual accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
His
that'd be
British
very-
accent. Shit.
Yeah.
yeah. And the other guy was
Work on that.
wasn't he from Godzilla vs Kong?
Brian Tyree.
Lemon. Yeah. Wasn't he like the tech nerd that was like that
That
found
sounds
everything?
right.
I mean, he was super familiar.
He's in.
He's been in a lot of recent stuff, but I'm pretty sure he was in.
I always get him and the guy that's in the Jordan Peele movies mixed up. You know who I'm talking about?
Little Rel.
Yeah, yeah.
Howery?
Yeah. Lil Rel. Yeah, exactly.
I did that too.
Because I think he was a tech.
I totally did.
I think he was a tech nerd that like figured out like uncovered Monarch,
Apparently, he was in Joker.
Well, we can find out.
but I'm not sure.
Keep
Why
going.
is it faded?
I don't know.
Yeah, he
Anyway.
was.
He
Yes.
wasn't Godzilla.
Yes.
vs. Kong,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, cool. But yeah, their accents were a little thick at times, so it was there was. I mean, it's nothing important you missed, but still, I would like to rewatch it with subtitles for sure. But some of the jokes I felt
Oh my
like
god!
they
I
said,
totally looked down for subtitles at one point. Like when there was it's supposed to be, I'm like, and I was like, oh damn, duh. There's not subtitles.
Kyle Smith was in it.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy looks so
did,
much like
yeah.
Kyle Smith.
Who?
The
again?
son,
The sun, yeah, the bleeding.
the White
Oh.
Death son.
Oh, Logan fucking.
Yeah.
that-
We just brought them
oh, I
all up
hate that
because we
guy.
thought him, Dylan Schneider, and the guy from Maze Runner all looked the same. Wasn't he included?
Dylan
in that?
O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien, Dylan Schneider from 13
Who's
Reasons
that?
Why.
No, that's the same. Isn't that the same? Kid?
No, Kyle, we've been over this with Brad. They're different.
We did. We have
Yes.
Dylan Minetti. Not Dylan Schneider.
Who's Dylan Schneider?
I don't know.
Oh, Dylan Minetti.
Some
Well,
fucking
they both
random
were.
kid.
They were both Dylan.
Yeah, they both.
And
We
then
started with a D.
and then this guy, right? Didn't we?
Yes,
Compare all three of them?
I'm with you. They do, but you're talking about fucking Dylan Schneider. I don't know who the fuck that is. Yes, they
Dylan
do all look the
fucking
same.
Minetti, yeah.
This is Logan Lerman, Dylan O'Brien, and Dylan Minetti.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Yes. Cool. Anyway,
Glad we figured that out.
yeah. Yep. General thoughts, I guess. Yeah. Pleasantly surprised.
Okay, well, to nobody's surprise,
Kyle loved it.
Did not like this
Kyle
movie.
hated it.
I wouldn't say hate, but this okay. There's two things that I do absolutely hate in this movie. The comedy
Oh,
that
here we
barely
go.
did not work at all.
Oh, I thought it worked extremely
worked
I think
well.
there
For
was
me.
like 3 parts that I laughed at. There's
Which
like
is more
definitely
than most for you.
there's
so.
definitely like good banter and stuff in the movie, but there's just a lot of like swings and misses, and it is not, the comedy is not there. This is like, obviously this is from the guy that did Deadpool 2. That is the same like level. That's just
yeah.
terrible. And
wasn't that bad.
okay, well, subjective, but I hated the comedy.
No, you're wrong. We're
And the
saying
other
that.
thing is,
Objectively, you're wrong.
I think this movie treats the audience like they're 5-year-olds or on the spectrum, because every like connection that they need to make, they'll make sure they do like a quick little flashback to be like, oh, hey, you remember this? Like this happened earlier. Huh? Yeah?
I felt like if they didn't, it'd be very convoluted.
No, I think it's pretty, there's like some like really bad stuff that's like, okay, yeah, we knew that already.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you knew it already.
There's only one that I can think of, but also is funny.
Which is,
Well, it's a spoiler.
okay. Well, we'll get into it. But yeah, I just feel like this does not treat the audience with any real reverence or anything. Like, it's just too many cutbacks to things that we already watched. And some of that stuff is, I'm not saying it's every time they do that, but there's a lot of things where you can tell that they're trying to connect the dots, and this is why that they're showing it to you. I don't appreciate that stuff, but whatever. If people need it, then they need it.
I felt it was more just to be stylized and almost like a humorous, like throwback to it.
Yeah,
How
but
it led to
that's
that point.
not funny. Humor didn't work.
I thought the water bottle.
That's
Like-
what I was talking about. Actually, I didn't know if that was a spoiler.
I hated
That was the part that
that.
bothered me. Yeah.
when the fucking name for that was like,
I
oh,
thought
this is
that
a
was great.
character now. No, that was
I
so
know
bad.
it was for like humor, and I thought
So
it was pretty
bad.
funny, but it definitely was a completely pointless thing.
So this is getting like possibly too much into details, but there is I was thinking literally on the way here, I was like, there are movies that do that better, where it's like kind of like the whole, like fate or whatever, like everything, it kind of rests on this like such like an inconsequential or inanimate object, and like your life or whatever depends on like how that got there. And I couldn't think of any like specific examples, but I know that there's movies
Yeah, I
do that
know.
all the time. It's like way
Definitely,
better
yeah.
than this, where it's like, oh, that's really cool how you could kind of follow that thing through the movie and it leads to this. Whereas like this just was like, I don't know, they did that flashback to it and how it traveled or whatever, and it was just like,
It didn't add anything.
yeah, it was dumb.
That's what I felt, because I mean, we know that he put the stuff in it and everything, and
Yeah.
like we already saw that, and that was all the parts that mattered anyway.
Yeah.
So it
If
seemed-
anything, it was just more product placement, which was amazing in this movie. The
There was two of
Corona
them.
held up with the
Yeah.
label for
I
for
thought
Bad
that was-
Bunny.
I
Here
thought
you
that
go,
was to be
it's
funny though.
Well, it's because Bad
No.
Bunny's sponsored by Corona.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was literally to be a joke, like to
Corona,
act like it
the
was
Fiji, the
well, they
a Mexican
probably-
beer commercial.
Well, they probably played into that,
Yeah, so I
which
didn't-
was a smart way to
that's
do
what
it.
I'm saying. Like
The
it didn't-
Fiji was a little bit more.
since that
No,
part,
no. If they wanted to play into it and make it like very obvious, then like he would have like held up the first one, which was very obvious. Like the lighting, it looked like
Yeah.
glowing behind it. But then the other guy held it up, and the label was the other way. Like they should have.
That's what I'm
should have held
saying.
up like Corona, and the guy was like, oh, "I have Corona too," and then like
I think
like
it
do
was-
like
That's
a
why
drink of like, "Oh, it's so good," like really lean
and
into
like
it.
put the
Yeah.
lime in it and go.
It's, I mean, something else, but like the way
like,
they
this
did
is my
it,
beach.
it was just like, no, this
Yeah.
is just product placement.
That's why I felt like it was a commercial though, because the one guy had it perfectly and they didn't, so it just felt like how a commercial.
commercial,
would be,
they always
you have to
face
show
it
it
out.
at least once.
The commercial, they always, even when they drink it, it's facing
Really?
out. Yeah.
I guess I don't see a lot of commercials.
Not
I don't
anymore.
watch commercials.
Not
yeah.
anymore.
I feel like there's two ways to
I
do
walk away until the timer runs out.
it. I think there's two ways to do it. I think both work for.
It
like,
didn't bother me.
It's either you go
Like, I
all
knew
in
it
or
was
you
a-
do it this way.
It felt intentional.
Well, your
and-
view of it is already based on like, are you on board with the movie? That's like a third of the
that's
way
why
through
I
the
think
movie.
it was. The movie was so over the top and cheesy anyway. That didn't bother me.
Right.
I know
Versus-
that it's over the top. Like I've seen like a lot of movies in the same style, and there's movies that do it a lot better. And I don't think that it is stylized, but not like it's not like doesn't feel new or fresh. Like it, I don't know. It just feels kind of like derivative of things before it. Like we mentioned, Edgar Wright, Guy Ritchie, Tarantino. Like it feels derivative
But
of
those-
those names
but
rather than
where's
being his
another-
own.
What's another movie that combines those three styles
That combines them.
that you can think of? That's like, oh shit! Like I can't think of movies that you're like, oh, it kind of felt like this, and this. Wouldn't that be kind of like obviously cinema and movies in general
Gunpowder Milkshake.
all come back? I haven't seen that, but yeah, it's like all movies are derivative of something. So like when you're able to blend
I know what you're saying,
styles,
but I'm saying like
it felt fresh to me.
I'm saying like just in terms of calling it stylized, like it feels like it is stylized because of those like the people that came before it. And like obviously you can draw inspiration, but add something like of your own. And the only thing I feel like that I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a David Leitch movie was when he goes flying through the train and it's all CG. I was like, oh, this was very reminiscent of a Deadpool scene. And it was, but just, yeah. Other things. I did like, okay, so I think the strongest thing is the maybe not necessarily the writing because that goes in with like the dialogue and the bad jokes, but the script, like basically how he adapted it, not David Leitch, but the guy that wrote it, the screenplay, however it was adapted from the book was done pretty well because the way that like all these characters tie together and things tie together within this runtime is, I felt pretty satisfactory, and I think it worked.
And
I just
there's a
wish it was,
lot,
yeah. I just wish it was done. I wish that they didn't try to swing for the like so many times at these jokes and I don't know, make like every scene like has to have like this like comedic beats to it.
I mean, that was the movie.
I get that,
It's a
but
comedy, Kyle.
I mean, I would say you have to classify it as comedy first, and kind of wish it was like there was like those comic relief characters and or even other characters can just have, you know, like Lemon and Tangerine, probably the best characters in the movie. Their banner, like their, you know, back and forth, how they play off each other, that's all good. I mean, even Brad Pitt's character can have some of those things, but he kept trying to like force in these like jokes all the time, and like, you know, just like his bad luck, that's enough of like a running gag. We don't need to have like all these like, you know, like his wokeisms added in. We're talking about wokeisms for bodies. Like this
I don't
movie
think it's
forces
like
them
woke.
in.
I thought he was just his therapy, so it was like more like therapy lessons.
I think there's some other things from him too.
I didn't think it was
I think it was
like
just
bodies
therapy.
was much more over the top.
I was talking about a lot of issues. This was just like mental health.
Yeah, I feel like there was something else though. I know what you're talking about because he is like in that state of mind all the time. He's always like, how can I reset
of
my
Barry.
zen?
Yeah.
It's a Barrett, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Just there's things I liked about it. I liked probably the first half a lot more than the second half. I think the ending completely goes off the rails. No pun
Literally.
intended.
I was kind of inverse actually.
You
Like,
like the ending better?
I
the second
when I
half?
first started, like the first 20-30 minutes, I looked at my phone. I was like, oh my God, I have an hour and a half left. And not saying it was bad, but I was like, man, these first 20-30 minutes are dragging. And then after that, it
hit
was
a
like,
stride, yeah.
and it was like ramped right up. And then, I mean, I think I think every character worked well together. Like like Brad Pitt and Aaron's characters together, I thought they worked pretty well together. Then Lemon,
I didn't say they didn't work. They didn't work well together. I'm saying
I'm thinking
that Lemon and Tangerine were the best characters, regardless of who they're with. I'm just saying that their scenes together were like the standouts.
yeah, sure, but I think even like Joey King's performance and her character, like, worked extremely well in this. I think all of them like worked very well, and that kind of goes, like you said, with the screenplay. Like, the entire thing felt very cohesive. There was never like, and that's what you get with one person writing a screenplay, right? You don't, when you have 3 or 4 people, you kind of get different styles, and it feels like it jumps around a little bit. When you have one person do it, it feels like, okay, this was written start to finish, and this is how it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Not interfering with too many hands. And
yeah, I think it also goes to being that Edgar Wrightness, right? That feeling of like the banter between characters felt very much like that. Like very quick, witty, back and forth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, I know you don't watch a lot of anime, but like, this feels like it should have been
More.
like an anime adaptation.
Yeah,
like,
more
because
anime.
like that, like banter and stuff, and even the moment at the end where like there's the 2 henchmen talking about like, oh, what if it's this, and it literally is that.
Yeah,
like that feels very like anime-esque, but like it doesn't pull off that comedy in this medium very
Maybe
well.
me not watching anime led to it being more.
Yeah, potentially.
I did feel that. I'm like, this is going for almost that style, but never reaches that point where it's like, oh, this is very like anime.
Mm-hmm.
It never goes quite there. It's It's like getting there. It's like wants to be there, but it's not there.
Yeah.
I got that from like where it's like their names would flash up and stuff.
I liked how they all had like nicknames.
The Hornet.
Yeah, they all have their operator names. Yeah.
Well, half of them we don't even know their real names, other than.
Mm-hmm.
Did we know Brad Pitt's character's name
Yeah, it said his name
at the very beginning, right? And then
Yeah.
she said your new thing's Ladybug.
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember it though.
I can't either. I just remember Ladybug.
Unimportant.
The wolf, hornet, ladybug, tangerine, lemon, the prince,
White Death,
White Death.
the Elder,
the elder,
the water bottle.
the water bottle. Yeah. Banger.
Okay. Well, I think that covers general thoughts. If we get into spoilers here, you've been warned. So,
Well,
even though we kind of already touched
yeah,
on
mine was going to
small
be the
thing.
water bottle because I know that's the whole
I mean, that's
joke,
not really a
is
spoiler.
it? Like
we didn't tell why.
yeah, but that's the whole joke is the water bottle. But
Yeah. But the whole the payoff to that is that he just picks it up and throws it at
That's
the
why
White
it's
Death.
that's why it's so funny.
It's
Because it
Like-
feels like it's so important, and then he just fucking throws it, and it's over. That's why I thought it was. So
I don't know if that's like a subversion or like if that's like a thing where it's like this is. I feel like it already played its role, and then they did this whole flashback thing of like, oh, this is how it got to this exact place now, where it's gonna get used to, save his life. I don't know. It just again, I was thinking of other movies that did it better. While watching, I was like, this is. It didn't feel like it or like.
It was
earned that payoff.
the meatball off the spaghetti on the table.
The what?
yeah,
You know, the spaghetti and meatball song. The meatball falls off the table and rolls and gets bigger and bigger.
Oh, okay, yeah, something like that. Sure.
You know what I'm talking about, Jacob? Don't you? The
yeah, I
song?
know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I forgot how it goes.
I
but
can't think
know
of it
it's
either.
like-
Classic song.
Well, fuck, we were like, it was like a nursery rhyme like thing. Let me look it up.
Anyway, what did you think about the actors or the cameos? There's one that's super inconsequential. It's literally just one shot because he
Ryan
probably
Carver?
demands the most
Reynolds?
money. Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
that feels like just like a call in.
Do you think he demands that much? I don't know. I just
Are you
feel-
kidding? I bet if he had to be on set for like a day, it would cost them a lot. I doubt he was even on set for that shot.
I mean, so
Even my boy couldn't save this movie.
who's Channing Tatum?
No, Michael Shannon.
I
Come
know.
on.
I'm just kidding.
I thought Channing Tatum was
I did
pretty
like him
funny, though.
I liked him as White Death though.
On
And yeah,
top of spaghetti.
Channing Tatum. That was one of the only parts that was Pretty good.
Is this
He's
the,
like, is this
the
the sex stuff?
Not that.
He's
the
like,
fault.
I
That
love an
wasn't that-
accent.
Yeah, he's like, I do love an accent.
on top of spaghetti?
Oh yeah,
On top
All
of
covered in
spaghetti.
cheese.
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I know that.
I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. That's what it felt like. There was a water bottle. The water bottle was the meatball.
Yeah.
Boom. Airtight.
It did perfect.
Changes the whole outlook on the movie.
Went up half star for me.
It did for me.
I did hate the ending. Everything after it goes off the rails felt, I don't know, didn't look great. I didn't like all that stuff at the end.
I agree.
I didn't care for that. And then Sandra Bullock at the end, hated that.
I like how she looked
Hated
like
her.
old Sandra Bullock.
Oh. What?
Like I felt like she like had like her old hairstyle from like Miss Congeniality.
It was like, I don't know. I have to look at her again.
She had, like
felt
it was like feathered.
It's like Ocean's 12 or whatever that one.
Is she in one of those?
She's in the
Yeah.
newest one,
I
right?
don't know. I have no idea.
she is. She's his sister or something. Anyway, doesn't matter. I felt like she was. The look doesn't matter. The look doesn't matter. No, just like her. I don't know, like that. Them talking to each other at the end. All of those like that back and forth. It was so cringy. I hated that. That was where it really.
I mean, that was like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Terrible.
And he that's where he just figures out that it's not bad luck, it's fate. Because the car, he goes, not bad luck, just fate. We weren't meant to be in that car.
No,
There's
that
a
was like
reason
at the
for
end
that.
where like he like shifts something about shifting perspective, and it's like,
That's it.
yeah, but the a way cooler way to look at it was how the fucking elder described it was like
The plum.
ladybugs hold all of the bad luck so everybody else can live peacefully.
Yeah,
But-
but he was preaching fate the whole time.
If
Like
you-
he's saying it's not bad luck.
Yeah.
It's fate.
Because everything that happened to him was unlucky, but it actually turned out to be really lucky because,
because-
he ended up not being in the
Everything
wrong place.
worked out.
Yeah. Because of the bad thing that happened, he wasn't in the place where he would have gotten hurt at.
Yeah, obviously it gets like you realize that pretty quickly. Like he says he has bad luck, but like even like right off the bat with the wolf stabbing his phone and doesn't stab him, like you know that it's a twist where all this shit that he says is bad luck is saving him or
Yeah,
it's
because
good luck.
he's like, oh shit, now I can't talk to my contact, but actually it just saved your fucking life.
Yeah.
So
He views it as-
so are we the plums in this story or are we the tree?
Yeah, huge.
Fine.
I thought it was
Hilarious.
so fun. I actually laughed more than this than I've had in a decent amount of time.
That's why you hate comedies, though.
This comedy is funny.
No, you're the opposite. So we need to find movies that aren't funny, and you'll like those.
I like
you'll laugh at those.
like when he's like no easy way out, and he like spins the fucking briefcase numbers and it opens
It just
up.
opens up.
Oh,
That was a good one. That was a good gag.
I think that might have been one of the parts where I laughed. Not him dropping it, but just him trying to do like a different accent.
Oh yeah,
That
no,
was funny.
And when he said he's like,
Him dropping it.
and it just opened. That was
Whatever.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought that was funny too. I thought that whole part was.
I laughed at that, and there was a couple other parts that I was like, I actually laughed, and like normally I just chuckle at times, but this one I was like, I actually like made a audible noise.
He's like,
Yeah.
Well,
And it was great. I went on a Wednesday, and it was like one of 5 people.
I was literally the only person.
I was surprised there was even 5 people on a Wednesday for Bullet Train.
see, I went yesterday, and I had probably I want to say like 10 other people, and
I went
nobody was
yesterday and I was
nobody
the
was
only
laughing.
person. So I had no one to gauge off of. So I
Oh.
laughed.
There's a
So
couple chuckles
no
from
one
the
laughed.
person behind me, but
In my
besides
theater, 100% of the people laughed at the same time I did.
Wow.
So it was pretty, I would say, funny.
Yeah, there was like
that, fat
5.
and 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 100.
There was like one person, like it was like an elderly lady, and I'm assuming her daughter took her to Bullet Train. I was like, okay,
She's a cinephile.
yeah. She
Yeah.
was.
Back.
They sat all the way in the back, with like in the handicap seats, and then
Happy Cinema Day.
There was like
National Cinema Day.
oh, that is today, isn't it?
Yeah. $3.
$3 tickets.
Yeah.
Damn, we fucked up. We could have I'm just kidding.
I was gonna watch it today, but then now we're recording.
Go see another movie.
I should.
Yeah.
National Cinema Day.
Yeah, you ain't doing shit.
Cinemas are dying, so gotta give them my $3.
Movie Pass is back. They're here to save movies.
Movie Pass is back.
That's gonna single-handedly save cinema.
Single-handedly.
Anyway, not to dwell too much on the comedy, but they do try to weave in some emotional beats, and I didn't like how they called. I guess this could be from the novel, but why would they call Lemon and Tangerine twins? Like that could have been like they could have had the same payoff and have it work or have it make more sense if they just called them brothers all the time and be like, oh, they don't look like brothers, but then you find out that they were brothers or whatever.
Well, they were fostered.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, same thing.
Right.
But why would they call them twins?
We don't know if they're not. What they're twins.
Because they're the same age and they're brothers.
What
yeah,
if,
that's what I'm saying though.
What
is
if
that
Aaron? What if he
It
was
doesn't
a
make
little
sense.
had a little black? He was half black. We just didn't know.
Sure.
And then the other guy got more of the black traits.
I don't doubt it.
I wonder that could that happen? Could you have twins that like one is significantly darker?
Yeah,
than
the
other?
Doublemint twins.
Double mint twins.
Yeah.
The gum?
Isn't that the gum? Yeah. That's like
Yeah.
a whole thing. You didn't know?
No, I guess we should have got them fucking mint beer. Then we could. There's your connection to.
Yeah. Anyway, and
There's
that
like a black
they do like
twin. Is it playing into that?
that shot too of like just them like at like childhood.
Double mint twins. That's in fucking Waka Flocka song. Anything, Jacob?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah,
You just pulled something out of your ass. and-
Apparently.
He's making it up in his head.
I swear it was a thing.
No,
Apparently not.
it's not.
I gotta find the commercial. I will find it.
Do we have to vamp or are you gonna pay attention?
I'll pay attention.
Okay. I'm gonna have some logical issues. Not that this movie is going for realism, but on a bullet train, do you honestly think that somebody could punch through the windshield?
Oh no, not at all.
This is a train that moves over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And could literally hit, if like it touched a rock or whatever, it
In
would shatter.
fairness, that was the back of the train,
Okay, either way.
not the front of the train. But they also go back and forth.
Yeah,
So it would be
Both
the front
ways.
at some time.
there you go. Nailed it yourself.
But no, nothing logical. He couldn't walk up a 200 mile an hour.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm not looking for realism in these movies, but that's pretty bad.
I mean, there's tons that were bad. If you're going logic, there was.
I'm talking about like
there was-
physics realistics.
there
like-
was guys standing on top of the train going 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, but they're also going 200 miles an hour. They're going the same speed.
They would not be able to stand on the train.
You don't know that.
Yes, you do.
They would not.
Okay, get on your car right now, and I will drive 25 miles an hour, and you couldn't stand on it.
Let's do it.
You would fall right
It's
off.
like I bet I could.
Were they standing on it going that fast though? I thought they were.
Even if they're
they
going
were
10
standing
miles
on
an
it.
hour.
They were standing on it at the station.
No, they were
Before
they
it
were
started
on
moving.
it the whole time because they were shooting up through the train while they were flying.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was.
Okay, well there you go. Add it to the list.
With when the like anything when the
I'm with you.
if they're going 200 miles an hour and the door opens, there's gonna be suction that's gonna pull shit out too.
Yeah, they do that multiple times.
Yeah, they fall out.
Mm-hmm.
They would literally pull them out because you're breaking the seal and all the air inside of the train would go out.
Yes, which happens. Okay. Anything else on Bullet Train that needs to be said?
No.
I have some things that probably could be, but it's fine. I'm over this piece of shit.
Get real. Better than Bodies in terms of I guess they're similar style. One's
What,
murder
rating?
mystery, one's
Oh,
not really murder mystery, but
I don't think they're that comparable.
I think they're both whodunits.
Yeah, just like Spartacus. As much as a whodunit as Spartacus is.
That's
No.
a classic.
That's way different.
No, I think Bodies is a whodunit. I don't think this is at all.
We didn't know, we didn't know the White Death arranged the whole thing until the very end.
It's like
You just feel like
there's like a mystery woven through it, but I wouldn't call it like a whodunit or anything. Like it's not in that same style.
They
as
all
like,
work together to be like trying to figure out who the fuck set this all up. And then Brad Pitt finally figures it out.
I don't know.
It's not
I
as
wouldn't go that
extreme. It's not as like blatant.
I did think of one thing that I have to say. Zazie Beetz' character, the Hornet, terrible. That like I get what like I got at the end of it what they were trying to do. Like that was supposed to be funny, like a bit like she says bitch all the time.
Yeah,
That did not land at all. That was so bad.
I chuckled.
No, I was. My eyes were in the back of my head. I was rolling my eyes so much. Every time she said bitch, I was like, oh my God, this is so bad. So
It was
bad.
it was like a 2-minute scene.
Yeah.
She said it like
Hated
4
it.
times.
Apparently, it didn't stick out to me at all.
She said bitch like 4 or 5 times.
I know. That's like, obviously they're trying to make it like a bit or something. And
She get
or
like,
part of her character, like she has to say bitch at the end of everything. It's like, oh, it was so bad though.
and she got like stabbed. Her last word was bitch.
Yeah. It was cringy. Okay, last thing. Ratings out of 5 stars.
I'm gonna give it a 4.
I also gave it a 4.
Holy shit, guys are fucked. I'm
After-
going 2.
2.
Get real,
2.
Kyle.
Boo.
I'm real.
Not even close.
Real as can be.
Not even close.
Spoiler alert. This episode I watched a lot of shitty movies, so we should move on to the next one.
This one could be good though. Next one is.
If you want to wait. Okay. That's it. Moving on to our next feature review, which is Orphan First Kill. This is the sequel / prequel to Orphan. Orphan First Kill is directed by William Brent Bell. It is written by David Coggeshall, David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick, and Alex Mace. Which, okay, it looks like that could have been part of the first movie. It says characters based on. Anyway, it stars Isabel Furman, Julia Stiles, Rossif Sutherland, and Matthew Finlan. Plot synopsis reads, after orchestrating a brilliant escape from an Estonian psychiatric facility, Esther travels to America by impersonating the missing daughter of a wealthy family. Let's take a listen to a clip.
I'm Anna. What's your name?
Linda.
You didn't answer me before. Do your parents work here?
Why would you think that?
Because you're...
And what?
Lena, panay اسمها. Put it down. Lena, put it down now.
All right, what did you guys think of Orphan First Kill?
Didn't love it.
I liked it.
I had I was not looking forward to watching this because I do remember not liking the first one. So watching this, I'm like, all right, here we go. It's going to be the same thing. I was pleasantly surprised it wasn't, but it was not nearly enough to save the movie for me.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I would hope not.
But yeah, it was bad. It wasn't a good movie. I didn't enjoy it. It felt very long. Looked terrible. The bloom lighting.
Yeah,
was-
what the fuck was
Why
that?
did they do that?
It's so funny because the first movie, which I know I wanted you guys to rewatch this also, but the first movie starts off with like a dream sequence and it looks exactly how this entire movie looks.
Yeah.
But obviously that's intentional to make you cue into like, oh, this is like a dream.
Yeah.
But like, no, this whole movie just looks like that.
It looks weirdly like like foggyish and like
Yes.
super bloomy. Like every light just is like huge,
Like sun flares.
Like,
yeah.
it's like makes them fuzzy almost, all the characters, and it's not even colorful either. It just looks like blown out. Like the whole movie looks blown out, and
Like my asshole after these coffee beers.
yeah, it's not good looking, and acting is terrible, but writing is terrible. Like the story is just so bad. There is that, like, it is an interesting twist. I like that that's in there. That's the best part of the movie, but it still is not. It's still bad after that. So, and the ending is horrible. Just, I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, and it just, and that looks so bad too. The fire. Oh,
Well, did you? Okay, yeah.
oh my
I had
god.
the same thought.
Like everything else is a bloom and like super bright. Every light, like, and then fire isn't. It's like super dark and doesn't light up.
Well, did you
anything.
also notice that it was like a set?
It was definitely
Like they burned they like built a mini house and
yeah, and they messed up. I don't know. It just there's not a lot good.
Yeah, because
about
you can
this.
tell like they always, and this is, you can tell how amateur the movie is. You can tell like flames when they get bigger, they look different and they act differently. Like a small flame looks different than a large flame, and
Yeah.
it's obvious that
wind
this is
blows,
like-
flame.
Yeah,
and it was
right.
just- the flame was just burning up
Yeah.
straight up the whole.
It just didn't act right. Yeah, and didn't look right. I just don't understand that. Like fire is bright. Why you like here? I know you have to turn down the brightness, but they didn't in the rest of the movie. So it just seemed so out of place. Yeah, it just not much redeeming about this movie. It didn't turn me on to wanting to watch any further sequels of this franchise because that is now because
yeah.
it's not good. The first one wasn't great. This one is definitely not either.
Yep, I'm in the exact same boat. So I do remember liking The Orphan somewhat. I can't tell you. Well, I mean, I saw it in theaters, and that was the last time I've seen it. So it probably doesn't hold like it did then. But it probably, if I was going to rate the first one, it'd be like around a 2.5, 3. This one is significantly lower than that. I hated pretty much every minute of this, other than the twist. Once a twist, but then I know it had to do it then, but it almost felt like it blew its load. And then once you did it, you're like, okay.
And then it was like too early almost. I don't know. Just it didn't work.
And this, it felt like a Paramount. It felt like a TV movie.
Felt like a Paramount Plus movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was.
But it like, I don't know.
Crazy.
Was this recorded to be that, or did they just buy
Yeah,
the rights to it?
I don't know.
Or not recorded, but filmed.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't know.
I feel like it wasn't because Paramount Plus hasn't been around that long, right? But this would have been greenlit like pretty early on.
I
in their
mean, wasn't
inception.
Halo like made to be a Paramount Plus show, and was already like done and everything? It's not like this had like a huge undertaking. It's not like takes a long time to film Orphan.
I know, but yeah, I guess it's probably. I mean, start to finish, you're looking at 1.5 to 2 years after editing, promotion, set a release date. Like this probably got filmed 1.5 years ago. I would assume at least.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I thought it
not
was pretty
relevant.
interesting. It was the same actress, but
Yeah,
you could tell though.
yeah. The
You
old
could tell it's the same, or you
You
what?
could tell she's older now though.
Yes.
in the new one or the original,
She
it
really
worked
was
because
young.
she was young.
Yeah, she actually
and
was
that's
young.
kind of added to the element of like the story. When she looks older, you're like, does anyone not realize that she does not look 11? Like she looks fucking like 31.
Yeah, so like, clearly this is not 11-year-old.
Yeah, and they did do some cool-ish things of making her look small. Like like she when she was sitting in the car, like she was like lower than the steering wheel, and it was obviously her, so probably just had the seat lower or something. But
also every shot where like they had her like from behind or whatever,
It
I'm
was,
like, there's just
extra.
a stand-in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of Julia Stiles. Never really have been. I think she's a
Yeah.
good like co-star or like a supporting actress.
A better way to put it is she is great for this caliber of movie. Like getting
Yeah.
her for this movie is great.
Yeah.
I think she did well in like the Bourne series.
That's what I'm saying though. You're talking about Bourne, like one of the biggest, like at the time franchises. This is fucking Paramount Plus Orphan.
You're
sequel.
saying she's better as a lead in this kind of.
No, I'm saying like take this caliber of movie, take a fucking straight to VOD movie and put
It's like a B movie.
Leonardo
with somebody who's,
DiCaprio
like,
in it. It's
big.
like, yeah, they're too good
I
for
see,
this.
yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I don't love Julia Stiles either, but like for this, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think she did well with what was there. The writing was atrocious. like the dialogue, the delivery of some of it, and I don't think that has to do necessarily because I don't think the actors or actresses did poorly. I think that the writing was just so bare bones that they had to try and stretch and like really overact what was presented, and it felt like that at times. I do also like, how the hell is she gonna pick up a Russian accent in 4 years? When
Because that was
Well,
her
they did.
developmental period.
Yeah, they make sure to put a line in there that explains it. Like, is this possible? Would she have a Russian accent? Like, yeah. Well, it was during her, speech development, like key time. Like,
yeah, to learn all of that stuff in 4 years though, to master piano,
drawing.
master painting and drawing,
Genius.
speak another language and English in all 4 years as a 7-year-old, like little bit of a stretch, but
but
what
it's
about
but
the
that
fencing?
but that works with the twist
Right.
though, because
yeah,
that I was wondering. I had all those same things. I was like, this is so dumb, and then the twist happens. Like, oh, okay. Well, I guess
Yeah, it's like
Why would they
thought
care?
about it, yeah.
yeah. I did get blindsided by a twist, which was good. I like that quite a bit, but
if anything, it
had
just
no-
doubles down on the dumbness of men and dads in particular from
Yeah.
the first one. I know you don't remember the first one, but
I think I remember it being kind of like
it's so
men
dumb.
are dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is just like oblivious in that movie.
Yeah, yeah. It tonally it feels the same. I just think that the first one just felt more like a movie, and this felt like a VOD movie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Like it just had a little bit more of a polish to it, I guess. But that's not saying much. I don't remember that. Like I said, I don't remember that much. But yeah. Other than that, this movie pretty much washed over me. I hated the filter like you guys did. Hated it. I thought they were just doing like a flashback, and then it would get away from that. And
Yep.
It just stuck with
didn't.
it.
The whole Gunner character, he sucked. The painting angle didn't. I don't think it really did much.
well, it ties back into the first movie. Kind of cool.
I remember her wall,
'Cause she
the
uses
walls
that
and stuff, right?
technique in the first movie. Yeah,
Yeah, like
and it's kind of an interesting thing. Like, she was the guy that she goes with is a painter who does that technique, and that's where she picked it up from. It ties in nicely to the first movie.
Right.
So
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I forgot that the first one, she like
I
her
don't
walls were
remember.
all.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She like had these drawings on the wall like of like kid drawings, but then when she turned the lights off, they were all like bloodied and
Yeah.
painted like. So I guess that's a cool little throwback, but
Oh, there's some good drawings in the first one. Do you remember? So she has like the small pictures of like they look like kid drawings, but then like you flick like a tree and then you flick it on as like someone being hung.
yeah,
But then like the whole entire wall
yeah,
is her getting fucked by the dad.
yeah.
It's pretty good.
You're like top 5.
Oh yeah.
Horny.
Horny.
Pearl. Step out of the way. Esther's here, baby.
Oh.
Coming out soon.
I know.
See who's hornier. We'll have a horny
16th.
off.
Horn off.
Horn off.
Go ahead. I'm done.
I'm gonna come. All right, yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I didn't like this movie at all. I, spoiler, also didn't like the first one, and I think I kind of get what. Also, I don't know if it's like just hindsight though, because the first one came out in 2009, and there's like a very classic trope of like mid 2000s horror of like that schlocky like.
We were on the
campy
kind
horror.
of the tail end of it, but this was
Yeah, and
definitely
this was like at the tail end of it, and it's like, okay, were they making those movies bad like intentionally, or were they just bad? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think in retrospect, if you look back at it, it almost feels intentional.
Yeah,
but
so
during
that's what, like,
it didn't.
people are like giving this guy, or people are giving the first director of Orphan credit. I can't think of his name, but he also directed House of Wax.
Mhm.
And when you think back, like, yeah, he cast like just some like the biggest names at the time, like Chad Michael Murray and
Paris
Hilton.
Hilton.
Paris Hilton. But like, obviously Paris Hilton's a shitty actor. Like, was that intentional? Like to make that movie like campy and like schlocky?
I think House of Wax is definitely schlocky.
Okay, so he directed Orphan also though. So like, is that in the same vein where like I can't tell
I can't
if
pronounce
it's like
his
just
name.
hindsight or if like it was intentional the whole time. And either way, I don't think it works. Like, I don't like that style. I'm not a big horror guy either, so like these movies aren't horrific at all either, by the way. I think calling them
I
horror,
meant to say that, yeah.
I think calling them horror is very generous.
It's more of like a thriller.
Yeah, it's more of like a mystery thriller than anything because there's nothing like horrific about it, but anyway, back to First Kill. It is, I think it's worse than the first one also because it's a prequel and it has a not as bad, but it has a slight Don't Breathe 2 problem as well, where they inject a little bit of sympathy with Esther or her. And
Wait, so
obviously
this
based
is
off the
before,
first one.
right?
Yes, this happens before.
She's 9 in the second one. So she's 2 years older in this one.
9 in the second one.
She's 9 in Orphan.
'Kay.
She's 11 in Orphan First Kill.
Why is that? What did they say? She's 11. I don't think so.
They said she's an 11-year-old girl because she was 7 when she went missing. She was gone for 4 years.
But she was pretending to be 11 years old.
I don't think so.
No, she wasn't pretending to be 11. She would be 11.
I already told you. I was like really... I didn't tell you. No, I was really confused about the timeline.
Then she would have to be 8. And she was not. They did not say she was 8 in this one.
Yeah, I was really confused about the timeline because she was already... I thought in the beginning they talked about how she murdered people before. So then I'm like, is this a prequel or is this after the original?
Sorry, I'm trying to find.
I was confused because I
Look.
by the name and everything I thought it was a prequel, but then it didn't feel like a prequel. It felt like she already had killed before.
I don't think they ever say she's 11. I don't know if you're
like fairly certain.
you would have to find the clip because I don't think they do. Anyway,
Yeah, I was a little confused about the timeline, but yeah,
not important.
not that important.
No, yeah, just in terms of like the look and everything too. Obviously, we've all said it's hideous. The acting I didn't mind as much. I think the dad's pretty good. I think Julie Stiles, like I said, is good for this movie. Esther is also pretty good. Pretty much just the son is the only one that
He's
really didn't
bad,
work
yeah.
for me. And then everyone else is pretty small tertiary roles, but yeah, just they do tie in like the ending. Like there is some like threads that connect the movies. Well, it seems like they did kind of pay attention to like what they need to do to make it connect to the first one. Well, like I said, the painting, that's kind of an obvious one, but in the first one she also says like the story of how she became an orphan is that she lost her parents in like a fire, which I guess the ending kind of fucks that up because
Yeah.
if they just did like they just looked at the bodies or like did an autopsy, they would know that's not how they died. So it's kind of dumb, but they tried to connect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending is terrible too.
So bad.
It is really bad.
So bad.
Okay, I guess that's it for general thoughts. If you guys have any spoilers, we can get into them now. This is, I mean, obviously the twist, we can talk about that. So that's
I
pretty
thought
big.
that was interesting because I thought this was just I didn't like the first one, but I thought this was going to be basically that again. And then the twist came where it's like, oh, they know she's not actually the daughter, and
Yeah, I
now
thought
she's
the
kind
twist
of
was, like,
trapped.
the
I
best
thought that
part.
was pretty good.
It kept it like it kept like because like yeah, I, like my interest was fading fast, and then it's like, oh, this happens, and it kind of brings you back in, and it introduces an interesting dynamic between like the parent, or Julie Stiles, I should say, and her, where she is kind of the one in peril almost,
Yeah.
but they both are in peril. That's what I was saying about the Don't Breathe 2 thing, where they like, you're not like sympathetic towards Esther, but like you're like, okay, they're both fucked up, and like you're not rooting for her, but she is in danger also.
Yeah, she's like trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that it was so interesting, and then I just feel like the execution was bad. It's like they didn't really, what they did with it was so just.
Well, yeah, because they have this, the setup is good. They're like, we're going to play along this role, like, and
But they like
but
throw
then
out
they,
the window immediately.
exactly, yeah, they're like, okay, nope, never mind, well, let's fucking kill her.
Yeah, like it doesn't last long at all. They're
Yeah.
like, you know what, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it said. It's like, this isn't gonna work. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Like you should have been like, that twist should have been maybe earlier on, so they had more time to work with it after.
Yeah, because there's
But-
some good tension stuff where they're trying to hide it from the dad,
Yeah,
and it's like, you know, like the smoothie scene where she makes that, and she's like, I don't want
Yeah.
to drink that because she could have like poisoned it or whatever,
And
and
she put the rat.
she put the rat in there.
in the
It's
mouse,
pretty
yeah.
fucked up.
So there is a discrepancy with the age, but she is 9 in both. But
but that
What's the
doesn't make
discrepancy?
sense.
the original says she's 33, and this
Uh-huh.
one she says she's 31.
Yeah,
Which-
because it's 2 years earlier.
But they wouldn't be the exact same age.
Huh?
She's 9 in both, but she's 2 years.
Yeah, but she
younger
just
in
yeah,
this
but
one.
she
guess
lies
she
about
could-
the 9-year-old.
But they wouldn't. They.
that doesn't that age is
Yeah.
that
but when
age
she
is
gets
imaginary.
when she gets brought into the place, when she be not to be, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't.
yeah, it's all coming from her. Like
Right.
she
Yeah.
can be whatever age she says. You know.
She has a pituitary problem.
They
Yeah.
actually did with her. They all wore platform shoes to make her look shorter.
Oh, interesting.
That's why you never saw their shoes with their or their legs with.
Okay.
They're all wearing pants.
Yeah, that the twist was the most interesting part, and like I said about the ending where she like pushes them, like, so they get to the roof of the house or whatever, and one of them falls. The Julie
It's
Stiles,
so
she falls
dumb
and
that he has to make the choice.
breaks
That
her
is
ne-
so
oh, yeah.
forced. Oh my god. And
Um,
he chooses the daughter.
Well, he like
no, he like
goes to
yeah, it
grab
doesn't
Julia
really-
Stiles, and she.
yeah, I don't feel like he doesn't choose, but
yeah, but
she
like
dies
they
on
were
accident.
setting it up like that.
yes, which kind of is stupider that they should like force the choice and then have him think. Anyway, he dies right away anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
no
They
Immediately
both die
picks her
by
up, he's like-
falling. They both die by falling off the house. Like they can figure out how somebody died, like even after a house fire, and like they would have known that they died from blunt force, not from a house fire. So
Why? Because their skull was crushed.
yeah,
in?
why don't they investigate that?
I've seen
but
enough
I
forensic
don't know
files to
why-
know that they would figure this out.
And
But
like
in
the
the-
house isn't that tall, right? So I get why the mother died because she hit her head and smashed it. But like, why'd the guy die too?
I
At the
thought it
exact
literally
same
happened
position.
the exact. Yeah, I thought it
was
literally he
the
just hit his
same
neck.
exact- That's so
They were
bad.
I
side
know
by side.
it is bad. It's terrible.
They were side by side when
Because
they
it's
died.
not that tall. Like you can survive that fall. Like
Why didn't he, as soon as she like lost her teeth, he was like,
yeah, I know. Well, it was just weird anyway. He's just like ugh. He like squeezed her cheeks and her teeth fall out. I know they set it up earlier that she lost those for a second, but like it was so
Yeah.
dumb. And he's like, oh,
I know.
that slips off the roof. Like she's like, no.
yeah, it's not great.
she's tiny. Like how can they not just manhandle her?
Yeah,
Like, just
there's a
'cause
fight.
she's-
There's like a scene earlier where they're struggling.
He's
like,
eight-
Yeah,
Julie's-
in the bathroom, that was
Yeah.
so bad.
And the kid's 18 and she's a tiny 31-year-old, like
Yeah,
33-year-old.
He
whatever.
should be able to easily hold her, and they couldn't just like they're like, all right, you're committing suicide now, and they like failed at that. I'm like, but how? She's not.
And like she
yeah,
like
see, that's the thing in the first one that they avoid. Like, they really avoid like a lot of like her being physical. She kind of outsmarts a lot of people, or
And I
just like
like that, yeah.
uses objects to kill them, like when they're not expecting it. And this is like, it goes way over the top with that.
I think
stuff.
that this feels like
super unbelievable.
So we had like
Jesus.
Halloween. You plug me back in. I think it came out right here, Jacob. We had the David Gordon Green Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had Halloween First
Kills.
Kill or whatever. What's
Halloween
not First
Kills.
Kill? Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
And this
year,
felt like
Halloween ends.
I know this felt like that departure where they did like these dumb kills, like that didn't.
I mean,
work for
it was
me.
kind of similar, right? In the fact that like the people rose up and went against it, and this one was like kind of them going against the killer. But it was just, yeah, I don't know.
But like it's I like the first one, like Kyle was saying, like she uses her wit, and they say like she's like super smart. Like,
yeah, she's a
that's,
master manipulator.
and
That's
like
like the
this
yeah,
one,
and
she
that
just
escape scene was so
and this one she didn't do it. Like it's just so
The feral like lady patient too. That's just so convenient.
candy.
candy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That
Also,
whole-
a
that
security
whole
guard
scene.
couldn't
Yeah, and like
get off a 70, 80-year-old.
Yeah.
Come
well,
on, she would break her
one-
fucking
okay,
bones.
One, the security guard going in the room with her, which is like it's
He was
being
horny.
filmed. Yeah, but like
Yeah,
he
he's a
knows
horny.
it's recorded. Like he can't get away with this. But
Jacob,
then,
sometimes
She's a
you're
master
just-
manipulator.
You're too horny.
but also like she's just able to smash his head like that. Like
oh yeah, off a
come
wall.
on,
No.
like he
You need so
even
much
if-
strength to be able
like,
to do
even
that.
If she did it once, he'd be like, "Fuck you,"
Yeah.
and like push off immediately. There's no
That's
way
so dumb.
he just like smash his head, and she's strong enough to do like make him die. Like that would be so hard for us to do.
Yeah.
And
My
she's supposed to
favorite-
be like this young like bodied girl. Like
My
no.
favorite was when Julia Stiles threw her over the island, and then she like and then she goes around the corner. She's like,
She's gone.
"Where'd she go?" It's like, how the fuck didn't you see her leave?
You didn't create
Where
or create
else would
any
she go?
noise. Like crawling away makes you would hear that.
Like I could even, like if I threw somebody out a door and close the door, you can hear them leave
Yeah,
even
see,
with the door
that-
closed. Like
You open. Oh no, they just disappeared.
she's like,
Yeah. Pretty tropey.
and then why didn't he like he walks in the office, turn the light on. You don't have to walk around in the dark. Turn the lights on.
this
find
goes
her.
back to the discussion of like the first one, like is it trying to play off of that like campy and tropiness? And a lot of people that are liking these movies are saying that that's what it's going for, but
I
It
didn't
doesn't
get
I
that.
don't
feel
know.
intentional though.
yeah, I'm with you. And even if it was, it either is just like not my style, or I don't think it does it in a good way. Like there's other movies that lean into that and pull it off, and I don't feel like this does that.
Yeah, like I think coming back to Halloween Kills, I think that Halloween Kills, if it wasn't Halloween, could fall into that because of the brutal kills, the
Right.
over the top, like that felt campy. But with it being part of the Halloween series, none of those movies are campy.
Well,
really.
even the first one, not the first Halloween, the first David Gordon Green one, the
2018,
reboot one. That one I feel like kind of does that. Like it plays well in both.
Camps.
Camps. Like it is serious, but like there's moments where it's like, you know,
Yeah, I was gonna say X
tropey and
also.
yeah,
but,
X, same thing.
Yeah.
There's
There's
movies that pull it off a lot better.
off.
like
Yeah.
This
X
one did.
feels like it's trying to do.
They're
that.
also not intimidating, but like I'm not she's not intimidating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As a killer, she's in the first one. It definitely works better. But
Yeah.
this one, and she's
you
just
already
like
know.
now
Yeah.
she's like this ultra strong.
creature.
Like why would she revert too? I guess it didn't work, but like she went like Orphans later. So wouldn't she like become like a better killer?
Well,
Maybe.
she is a better.
Maybe that's what they're going. Like she was clumsy in
Because
this
she
one.
kills every time.
But she was always
she
a killer.
killed before this though.
Yeah.
That's why she was in the asylum.
That's what I also didn't like. Is this movie's called Orphan First Kill? I kind of
but
wanted
she
to
killed
see.
before that.
I know, like I kind of wanted to see like literally this start, like her going
How
crazy
she-
or like
Everything. That's what didn't
that would have
make
been a
sense to
much
me.
better movie.
That's why I was so confused on the timeline because it says first kill.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is gonna be about her first. But then it's like,
No.
oh, she's killed before. That's why she's here. Then I'm like,
Yeah, it's not even her origin story.
Yeah,
yeah, like why would you not do that story then?
yeah.
Because
especially
why
if you
did
want to
she
make another
kill
one,
for
like
the first
they
time?
literally hamstrung themselves. Like if this did well or does well, like where are you gonna go from here? like another origin story
The
because
first
They're gonna
kill.
call
this
it Orphan
movie
Origins.
leads, this movie
Yeah.
leads right into like the first Orphan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it should have
it's
been
the exact same
literally.
scene of her
yes.
sitting in the.
It would have been way more interesting because they said before that she had never killed. She was like a thief. She would just go, a con artist, go in and steal. But she killed this family after they took her in. It's like, why? That's the story that was more interesting. And they just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like this. Yeah, they even showed.
why
the
did she? Why did she
They
kill for
talked
the
about
first time?
They talked about her first kill.
Yeah.
and then this wasn't her first.
It's called first kill.
Should be called the kill before the original.
And
Yeah.
then she kills multiple people like on the way out of the facility.
Orphan unknown kills after the first kill.
Yeah, the first one's. Just gonna, I bet they're gonna. The original is just gonna be called Lena.
Gross. If
I
if that
guarantee
gets
it.
made.
I know if they do another one, it's gonna be called just her or like Esther.
Is this been liked? I don't know.
It's been
I
like
haven't
more than
heard
the
people
original.
talking about it.
Really?
At least at least critically.
Okay.
I don't know about Letterboxd.
How? Oh my god.
It's like by like they gave
Because
it.
of the twist.
Yeah,
The
but
first one had nothing going for it. This at least
I,
had
I feel
No, I
like
think
I
the
feel like
first one had
the
more.
people only like the first one for the twist. Like when they find out that she was old. Like that's why people hold that movie in such high regard, is because you watched it at a time when, well, especially our generation, we were a lot younger, and just like that twist would have been like, oh, holy shit, she's an old lady the whole time,
Mhm.
and then like you ride that high for the rest of it. Nobody has rewatched
But
it
I
since
thought
then.
it was dumb then.
Nobody's rewatched it since then until now, and
I
it's
thought
like
it was dumb the
revisiting
first
it.
time I
It's
saw
really
it.
stupid.
That's why I'm like, oh, great. Can't wait to see this one.
Yeah,
At least it has Vera Farmiga versus Julia Stiles.
that is true. Okay. Anything else on Orphan First Kill?
No, that's okay.
Ratings out of 5 stars?
I'm going to give it a 1.5.
I am giving it a 1.
I'm also a 1.5. All right, let's get into some Nano reviews. I might as well kick it off. I don't have a lot else to say on Orphan, but I also didn't love it. But I do think that it's a little bit better than the prequel. One, yeah, there is Farrah Farmiga in it, and I feel like this was kind of the start of, I don't look at her filmography, but she got very typecast in horror movies.
And horror
Like-
shows.
Yeah, she was in like a shitload of horror stuff.
Mm-hmm. Conjuring,
Kinda
Bates
crazy.
Motel,
Yeah.
this.
Fuck, there was something else too. But yeah, Peter Sarsgaard is the dad in this, and I like Peter Sarsgaard, but I mean, I like his, like I said, they play him as very dumb and ignorant in this movie, and yeah, it's frustrating to watch, but I feel like that's kind of what makes it successful, is like there's like so many times where it's like, if you just did this, then you would find out this, or you would know this, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's kind of like in a movie that's not, doesn't really have like a like you said, like a looming threat, like a physical or like creature or supernatural or whatever, and it's just like this little girl, then that's like works better for this type of movie,
Mm-hmm.
rather than having to physically stop something that's either superior or supernatural, like I said. But yeah, it's not great, but at least it wasn't fuzzy the whole time and blurry.
True.
Oh yeah, I gave it a 2.
You have any, I have nothing.
Jacob,
I do. I watched Ponyo.
we got to talk about fucking 3 anime movies.
I know.
2.
What was the other? Did you
Weathering
watch
with
another
You.
Yeah. I already talked about
know.
Belle. Ponyo. This is actually the first time I've seen it. So it's, I think,
Oh, it is?
yeah, I think it is the last of Miyazaki films for me to see. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of his. Maybe that cat one. I think he has one with a cat guy as a main character, and I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's him or just Studio Ghibli. But Ghibli, whatever. Ghibli. But yeah, I thought it was actually, because I for some reason had heard that this one is like not as liked as many of the other ones, and I don't really get it because I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was honestly a way better story than the Little Mermaid, the Disney version, because it's based on Little Mermaid, the original, just like
Mhm.
Little Mermaid was. But the Little Mermaid, a Disney one, I mean, looking back at, I loved it as a kid, but looking at the story now, it's really problematic and kind of dumb. But this one, he does it in a way that transforms it into one that is just like a better story. Like, I feel like he elevates the original story in a way that only Miyazaki can. There's no bad people in this one. Like it's just the Disney one feels so simple now in comparison. He does it. It looks beautiful. He creates this like mystical world and just fantasy, and it's beautiful looking at it. And the world building just in the way that Miyazaki does. It just feels so lived in and so real. And yeah, honestly, I thought it was way better than The Little Mermaid, which is the classic that we grew up with, right? But
Wow.
yeah,
Bold statement.
I don't think it's I don't think so. I don't think it's his best movie, definitely.
Well, you're saying you don't like it because it's problematic.
Well, I'm saying
Jacob's too woke for the Little Mermaid.
too woke for The Little Mermaid. I still like The Little Mermaid.
So you're gonna shit on the remake then when it comes out?
I mean, it's gonna be bad probably.
Jacob.
All of these remakes haven't been good, except for maybe Beauty and the Beast. But even that movie, kind of, the story's
Haven't seen it.
Hold up well.
The story
Yeah,
based off the original.
the Stockholm Syndrome. Like, I get like these are all based on the original stories, right? And the original Little Mermaid story was even worse than the Disney version, which made it a little bit better. But this is just better than both of those. And how it tells the story. It just makes it's so much more positive.
But is there as many musical bangers in this one?
No, Under the Sea.
Part of your... That's a banger.
Yeah, there is some good music.
Oh, yeah. There you sound drop.
Yeah, definitely worth a watch. Not his best movie, but still great. He bats 100,
I liked it.
I liked it. 4 stars.
I think that's what I gave it. It's been a long time since I've seen it though. A
I don't
long time.
I feel like that's where it is at. You didn't rate it on Letterboxd. So.
It's probably on IMDb.
MDib.
Pre-rating days. It's how long it's been since I've seen it.
Yowza.
Well, it's a 4-star movie.
I don't have anything else, Jacob, so keep it going.
I also watched Weathering with You. Since I already watched Belle, I decided I'm pretty sure the same guy. Actually, yeah. No. This other
Miyamoto?
other. No, the other
Yeah, Miyamoto.
big. So like with animated movies, you have like Miyamoto. He's in his own like stress. Miyamoto, Miyazaki. He's in his own. Well, the other guy's like Mia something too. This guy's Makoto.
It's Mamma Mia.
The guy who did Belle is Mamoru.
Did you watch
And then
Ponyo
Miyazaki.
subbed or dubbed, by the way?
I did watch it dubbed.
Dubbed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Miyazaki, I'm just...
All of
Those are like
Miyazaki
some of the only
movies,
ones-
The dubs
yeah.
are
Wasn't
good.
Matt
Yeah.
Damon in it?
Yeah, Matt Damon's in it. Liam Neeson, Kate
They always
Blanchett.
get huge people.
So
Yeah.
Cloris Leachman.
What?
Cloris Leachman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, all of so I'm fine with watching dubbed of his movies because the dubbing is really good. Honestly, I don't even remember watching this.
Oh my God, he's reading the synopsis to see what it
Let me
was
see.
about.
That's how much.
This
no.
better not be more than a 2.5 star. Then.
Oh, okay. So this movie was beautiful animation, and the story. I mean, it's pretty cheesy and cliche, but like it's romantic. If you like those kind of like romantic movies, this definitely will hit you there pretty hard. It's emotional, but it in the cliche kind of way, but it still does it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's it.
I mean, I think it's effective for what it's going for, but it doesn't. It's not like there's a lot more to take out of it. I was trying to think of it afterwards, like, can I get more out of this? The girl in it, she can control the weather, and basically the boy is with her and turns into a business, but turns out creating good weather, because like Japan is under constant rain now, and she can create a sunny day in the area, but only for a short amount of time. But that sunny day like changes everybody's outlook and positivity. But every time she does that, the weather gets even worse afterwards, and she also gets slowly weakened until she can basically disappear out of existence. And
Is this a metaphor for something?
see, that's what I was trying to think. And I don't think I couldn't get any more out of it other than it's just like a dramatic effect on their relationship, right? But he didn't think he was hurting her, and she's happy to do this good thing for people, but she knows it's taking a little from her each time. And it seems like, and then of course he's going to feel like he's been using her, but he never really meant to do that because he didn't know it was taking a part of her every time to do it. And, it's like, it's cliche things, but I don't know if there's more there. Maybe it's me. I'm not getting more out of it because it seems very symbolic, but I think it's just symbolic of that kind of thing. It's like, you don't know that you're taking from somebody and using them, and maybe you just need to enjoy what you have with them, blah, blah, blah. But it definitely is good, and it's definitely worth a watch. Beautiful looking. Fun story. Flies by. Pacing is good. But it is pretty cliche. So if you're not into these kind of movies, this isn't going to like sell you. But if you are, Joshua,
Hate it.
yeah, I think you would actually really like this movie.
What's it called?
Weathering with You. And he's done some big movies, but I think all of his movies are pretty much in the same vein. Like, okay, Your Name was his biggest one. That's the only one I had seen before this, I think.
Never heard of her.
Yeah. But that one has like a really high rating. It's 4.2 on Letterboxd. But I wanted to see his other movies, and yeah, they at least two of them now seem to be in the same line, where it's just like kind of the tragedy of, it's like that saying, is it better to have love and loss than never love at all?
Boys Like Girls.
Because like Boys Like Girls. Me. It was either John Lennon or me who said that. Yeah. So if you like these kind of movies, you're going to love it. It does everything really well, and it is beautiful, and it has this nice metaphor for it that's done very effectively and well. But I feel like it doesn't like say more or have all these like skills and touches that like a Miyazaki movie would have, where you can like draw so much more from it when you think afterwards, but you can also enjoy it on the surface level. I feel like this is pretty much, you can just enjoy it and you get it from the beginning, what it's going for. Like you can predict, oh wait, her just doing this crazy weather thing is probably, this can't just be a free thing to do. This has to be a drama added to it, and it was.
Kind of seems like he has more high concept movies, and Miyazaki is like the classic fairy tale movies.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen 5 centimeters per second too, actually. So I guess I've seen a couple of his movies.
Huge.
They all seem pretty similar, but they're short. They're not very long. I mean, that one's an hour.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
Tell you what, the
63
posters
minutes.
are
This
all the
one's
fucking same.
less than an hour. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're
like
all two people set
that's
against the
what I'm saying.
sky.
Like I feel like his movie. I don't remember 5 centimeters per second. I think it's also kind of like the end of the world type feeling. All of his are like end of the world type feeling and a love story put into it. Like literally, yeah, 5 centimeters per second. I think is like how fast a missile moves is 5 centimeters per second. So it's gonna blow up something. And then I think Your Name is also like it's where a girl from the past he falls in love with, but she's actually already dead, and he's in present time. But I just feel like
house.
Yeah, I just feel I just feel like that one is so much more interesting in that kind of love loss. Where
That's
this
definitely
one
like
is
the
cheaper.
most highly, like his most famous, right?
Your
What is?
Name, yeah.
Your
Yeah.
Name.
That one got
well,
crazy
and 5
reception when it came out.
centimeters per second is really well known too. I think
Yeah.
Is he like a hand drawn and computer, or is it all?
it's digital. Art.
All digital.
I mean, it's hand drawn probably, but it's digital.
but digital hand.
Yeah,
drawn.
it's not.
Not me. It's not
No.
Spirited Away and shit.
No. Though he does digital now, I think.
Miyazaki,
Yeah.
Mhm.
probably.
Yeah, it's still hand drawn, but it's digital. But it's not because it's just way too much work to not do that now.
Well, cool. Any
Oh,
other?
I
what?
didn't
go ahead.
say what I gave it.
Sure.
I gave
we
it
need to know.
3.5.
3.5. Banger. Any other movies?
No, but
No,
Did you watch
I
the
watched.
show?
So I watched the second episode of House of Dragon.
Oh, I was talking about a different show.
But
Yeah, okay,
I know
so
you
did
were. And I watched the first episode, but I'm almost done with the second, but I didn't have time to finish it, of Lord of the Rings.
I haven't started them yet, but I've
Oh,
heard they're
you
good.
haven't?
I heard they're good.
They
I've heard
are
mixed.
They,
I've heard mixed reviews. Like
people
people are trying to
wanna
say
hate
it's
on
too
it.
woke
It's not-
or something.
people
Yeah,
keep
no,
saying
it's
that.
getting bombed. Like, don't look at their reviews.
Oh, so people are intentionally
People
doing
are
it.
so mad
people are
because they
review
put,
bombing it because of they think it's woke and they think it looks bad.
like,
but they
I
haven't
don't
watched it.
understand it. at all.
Everybody that has watched it has loved it, but
Okay.
everybody, all the bad reviews are coming from people that haven't even
Literally,
watched it.
People are saying it's woke, and I've heard so many negative things. Like I keep looking at every comment up to it coming out was like, "Oh, it's just so woke now." I'm like, "Why?" And it's literally just because there's like black people in it, and they're like, "Yeah, Tolkien didn't have black people, so woke, terrible." And I'm like, "What are you
Wasn't-
talking about?" Like, there's no like liberal agenda in it. It's not talking about any kind of thing. Literally, just the fact that there's like people of color in it. They're like, "Oh, but
Oh,
the
I did
original
see that
didn't have people
because-
of color in it."
because like Game of Thrones and
House of Dragon also got hate for that.
because it had black
Yeah.
diversity, and people were like,
yeah.
you don't think it was
matters
diversity
so
then?
much. It matters so much to people because that, as far as wokeness, there's literally this feels like Lord of the Rings.
It's because like fantasy for like the past 40 years like hasn't really like been
Had
that
black
inclusive.
people. Yeah, no.
And like
Or
now it's like
any
finally
Asian,
there
or any-
have and it's like people hate it.
Yeah, and I don't because this feels like Lord of the Rings. And that's a big statement.
Yeah.
This isn't like trying to do a thing where it's like let's make it Game of Thrones like mature sex scenes or any. It's not that at all. This feels like Lord of the Rings.
Well, don't say too much. We're gonna do a feature for the whole thing, but I was just curious if you watched it.
I did watch it, and I think this is definitely better than
House of the Dragon.
House of Dragon felt for me right at the start.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think House of Dragon's second episode I thought was much better for me than the first one. But
yeah, I liked it.
this one right away I'm like, yep. And my God, the production value looks bad. I have no idea what they're talking about because it looks insane.
They haven't
Well,
even
it's the
watched it,
same
he's saying.
people that were like talking about the wokeness. As soon as images started coming out, then they started like trying to dissect them and pick them apart. Like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. Like, look at the production. These costumes look like shit. Like,
They do not. Like the
I was
money
like, I
in
highly
this
doubt
is
that.
insane because the quality is it's theater. Literally, it looks movie quality. Even the CG, there is some CG, which there's not like I would say the CG, of like the vistas, the cities behind them looks way better than I thought in House of Dragon.
oh yeah, probably.
Because those ones I could like just tell right away it looked off, but these ones look great.
Yeah. Speaking of House of Dragon, I watched the second episode also. Not much better, but I liked it more also. But I don't have too much to say about it. But the showrunner, the director / showrunner, who was a part of Game of Thrones already, is like leaving before the second season.
I see-
and
I
like
did
giving
see
it to
that.
somebody else.
Yep.
I mean, that could be not bad.
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read that,
Yeah.
but it could be good.
Yeah,
pass
it's
it
not
off
like
to.
they killed it after they ran out of the written
Yeah,
material.
yeah, exactly.
So it could be a good thing since this is all not written material.
Yeah. No, I'm intrigued. Obviously, I'll keep watching House of
Yeah.
Dragon, but I'm really interested to dive into Lord of the Rings now.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's better of the two so far. But
I'll probably be able to like knock them off in the morning while I'm away.
yeah, I only have like 30 minutes left of the second episode, and
Looks
I'm
great.
really enjoying it.
I'm excited.
Oh, it
Take
looks
some notes because we're not
insanely
going to be
good.
able to review it for another month
Yeah.
or two
Just
or a month
watch
and a
it
half. Yeah, watch it again. Yeah, I mean,
It looks so good though. People
Are they doing it every Friday, an episode now?
Yeah, I think
yeah, they started with two, and then
one every
yeah,
week.
one every Friday.
There's 10, 9?
Well, it ends October like 14th, so whatever
9.
6 more. So there's probably 8 or 9 episodes.
Yep, episode guide says 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
October 14th is the last one.
Definitely, you guys need to check them out.
For sure. Okay, I think that wraps us up here. What do we have coming down the pipeline?
I have a suggestion on top of what we talked about.
All right, let's hear it.
Because I believe Pinocchio comes out.
It sure does.
But are we interested? I'm interested in Barbarian.
I figured you would be. I am not, but I'll watch it if you want to.
It's just it's going to be tough for Jacob is what I'm.
Are they both theater?
One is
Well,
theater.
Pinocchio is Disney Plus, so but it comes out on Thursday, so you'd have to watch it either Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then follow
I'm
it up
off
with
Thursday. So
Yeah. I think I'm off on Friday because I have to go to Mackinac to do a job, and I think that they're giving us Friday off because of that, because of like travel. So it shouldn't be hard for me to make it to the theater.
Yeah, it just seems niche but interesting. And then it could be we got a couple horrors. We got horrors coming out.
Well,
Following-
here's what we can do. We can say Pinocchio for sure.
Yep.
And then we can always say like we'll try to see Barbarian. If we don't all see it, I mean, you can still talk about it or whatever. It's
yeah, I plan on watching it.
yeah. We can make that the tentative plan, Jacob. If he's the busy one, then
yeah.
try your best. I should be able to see it though, so don't worry. Okay, if you want to send us a question or comment, you can email us at sudsandcinemapodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram at sudsandcinemapodcast. I am on Letterboxd and Untapped at the KG Project.
I am on both those as JSAL517. That's JSAL517.
And I'm on both platforms at Josh_Saldana.
All right, thanks for listening.
Cheers, guys.
You gotta give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love. You gotta laugh a little, cry a little, before the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of, that's the glory of love.
Oh, were you in the bathroom with me?
Yep.
Same time.
Crossing swords. There's 2 bathrooms.
Across
We're
the
recording?
streams. This isn't Ghostbusters.
We are. We
Yeah.
are.